right, Khan. I'm gonna say call on la Yahawah, Bashem Yahweh Shai, Wahara Kakudash. That's all praises to the Most High, whose name is Yahawah in the original Hebrew tongue, and the name of his son, Yahweh Shai, who people call Jesus, whose true name is Yahweh Shai. Salutations chiefly to the elder apostles and elder bishops over the great Millstone Church, and to the rest of you Akians pushing. Much respect, biblical love, and many blessings and peace to you, Akim, the rest of the Akim, pushing, teaching, this true faith, the true doctrine, and hold no. All right. So, getting into this, the Lord, He's going to pull all you brothers, He's going to pull all of us believers, and a few sisters that, are in the backgrounds doing what they need to do, not out of order, stuff like that, that may be with families or without one. But nonetheless, He's gonna pull all of us believers out of these situations we find ourselves in the Americas, the modern day Egypt. The Lord sees you, man. All right, He gonna pull you out of that fire, man. He sees what you going through. He the one that put you in it. He just wants to see if you can endure it. Yahawah Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right. So you got to understand that. All right. And that goes from situations such as, jobs you may be working, so-called jobs, the plantation, the bodies you may be in, wicked woman you may be dealing with. I mean, everything, man. You know what I'm saying? You being on the bottom ultimately. The Lord is going to pull you out of all of that. All right? He sees it. So just like anything that's put through fire, that's likened unto, gold or silver being tried, it eventually comes out. So all you got to do, is keep reaching through the Spirit, and He gonna get you out, man. So let's kick that off with Romans in the 8th chapter. This is gonna be quick because my phone battery's about to die. But anyway, this is Romans 8, and I'm gonna jump to the point. It says, yeah. Let's hold on 1 second. Talks about what? Groanings that can't be uttered. But the Lord, He can hear all. He can hear thoughts and so forth. See if I can pull this up. Yeah, this is Romans 8:26. It says, likewise, the Spirit also helpeth our infirmities, right? For we know exactly. And the Spirit is what? The Spirit is His word, John 6:63. It says, it is the Spirit that quickeneth. See that? The flesh profited nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit. See, they are spirit and they are life. See that? It says, but there are some of you that believe not. So these words is the Spirit. And these words, they do what? When you go back to Romans 8:26, likewise the Spirit, aka these words, help it our infirmities. See, it helpeth our infirmities. Because the Spirit bears witness with our spirit. Because you got the Spirit, which is the word, but it works with our spirit. All right? It knows exactly what is. So it's like a mirror almost, but it knows exactly what the Spirit is thinking, and it shows you that's proven to you because when you read, or the same things the Spirit is going through, because when you read the scriptures, it confirms it. That's why it says in that one passage, you know, not things. Yeah, 1 Corinthians 10 and 13. But there had no temptation taken you, but such as common to man. See, but there has no temptation taken you, but such as common to man. See that? So that's why when you read the scriptures, it speaks to everything. So again, the Spirit is able to help. These words are able to help our infirmities, because it knows exactly what we're going through, and it proves it to you when you read it. Like, yep, brothers are going through this, brothers and sisters is going through that, you know. And this is a quick build. This is 1 Peter 5, and I'm a jump to 7. It says, matter of fact, start at 6. It says, humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of Yahawah Bashem Yahushua, that he may exalt you in due time. See that? Because he brought you low, casting all your care upon him, for he careth upon you. You see that? In the NLT, give all your worries and cares to Yahawah Bashem Yahushua, for he cares about you, right? And you know it, because he's able to suck and recognize everything that we dealing with, man. That's why the scriptures say, you know, what is man that thou take heed of him? You know, this is Psalms 8 and verse 4. What is man? See that? I'm gonna start at 3. It says, I start at 1. To the chief musician upon get thee a psalm of David, O Lord, our Lord, O Yahawah Bashem Yahushua. How excellent is thy name in all the earth, who has set thy glory above the heavens. Out of the mouth of babes and sucklings hast thou ordained strength. See that? Because thine enemies, that thou mightest still avenge the enemy, that thou mightest still the enemy, my bad, and the avenger. This in the NLT. You have taught children and infants to tell of your strength, silencing your enemies and all who oppose you. Yeah, the lowly, those that don't really have might. That's what we're compared unto. We the infants and the children. That's who the Lord is dealing with. You know? To be able to show forth what it's all about, because those that will have nothing, that will be powerless, will be a perfect vessel to shoot that forth through. You know? Because they without all the access and stuff, and they're not high-minded to where, you know, they can't receive the common things, the basic needs, you know, simple right and wrongs. Like children, you know, that's the world of children. Is a matter of right and wrongs, and being humble and being in subjection. And being in a state to where you can receive and just keep it simple and say what's right and what's wrong, you know? Cry out. See that? So us in these situations we find ourselves in, you know, we helpless, we crying, we making it about right and wrongs, we being taught, we being made to submit, we're powerless ultimately, we can't control things ultimately. We're in a state that's being proven to us in those very moments. We are these children, and the Lord obviously does recognize us, because we read this and you gotta get that understanding about, okay, yeah, the Lord exactly see what's going on. He sees what we're going through. And this is all laid out, you know? You hungry, you know what I'm saying? A parent is able to say whether or not if that's true. Like, yeah, of course you're hungry. You haven't eaten all day. You read the scriptures and it's likened unto that for us. But to keep going, it says, again, you have taught children and infants to tell of your strength, silencing your enemies and all who oppose you. Back in the KJV, when I consider thy heavens, see thy heavens, the work of thy fingers, see the work of thy fingers, the moon and the stars which thou hast ordained. The Lord put everything that's made is made by the Lord's hands. You know, it's all by design. All right. And he gives us this word to show us that and to see who will hold to it, believe that, and teach that. It says, so again, what is man that thou art mindful of him? One of his what? Creations. But what man? You know, all men, but the one that he's mindful of, right, is the one he has respect unto, you know, and that's the Israelites, specifically the elect, those that's what? Sighing and crying. Because the Lord said he looked down from heaven to see who's sighing and crying and making these things simply about what they're about. This is Psalms 14:2. It says, let's start at 2. The Lord looked down from heaven upon the children of men to see if there were any that did understand and seek Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahushua. See that? And the only ones he see that upon is what? Those that's acknowledging him. Ultimately, those that's acknowledging his work. You know, ultimately those, you know, that's likened unto the children that sighing and crying, man. This is Psalms 9. And let's jump to the point, verse 4. And Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahushua said unto him, go right through the midst of Jerusalem and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. See that? Exactly. He see that. Who's acknowledging his might, his works. That's why he's mindful. All right. That's why. So it says, and to the others he said in my hearing, go ye after through the cities and smite, let not your eye spare. All right, so continuing this. My phone had died. This is Ezekiel 9, and let's just start back at 4. And the Lord Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahushua said unto him, or Yahawah said unto him, go through, really at this point, Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahushua said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry, for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. So that's who the Lord was to say. That's basically who the Lord see. That's who the Lord is mindful of. Those that do that, right? He sees you. It says, let's start in NLT. He said unto him, walk through the streets of Jerusalem, and put a mark on the foreheads of all who weep and sigh because of the detestable sins being committed in their city. Back in the KJV. And to the others he said in my hearing, go ye after him through the city. The Lord see them too, and smite. Let not your eye spare, neither have ye pity. Why? Because these are the ones that don't care. These are the ones that's actually giving you tribulation, helping the tribulation continue. Those are the Israelites that love America. Those are the Israelites that are the wicked people, the wicked leaders, the wicked rulers. You know what I'm saying? The wicked women, the fake believing brothers, you know, who the Lord says he's going to recompense. When you read 2 Thessalonians 1, he's going to get those that actually trouble you. So the Lord see all this stuff that we amongst, man. This is who he's mindful of. This is 2 Thessalonians 1. Just to show this, it says 2 Thessalonians 1, and I'm going to start at verse 4. It says, so that we ourselves glory in you in the churches of Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahushua for your patience and faith in all your persecutions and tribulations that ye endure. All right, this is in the NLT. We proudly tell Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahushua's other churches about your endurance and faithfulness and all persecutions and hardships you are suffering. Back in the KJV, which is a manifest token of the righteous judgment of God. See that? It's the sign that you are the elect. You've been put in the fire, and eventually you will be pulled out. You are of those the Lord sees as golden, because those he's not trying with these things, right? He's not even, which is the other nations, he's not even, he doesn't even see them possibly being of golden, because he knows they're not of gold. I mean, I should say, he doesn't see them, doesn't see them being, or see them gold, as gold. That just may have impurities and stuff around it that he just needs to clean up, because he knows there aren't. As it tell you in Lamentations 4, the precious sons of Zion comparable to fine gold, which the women come of. So, because men carry the seed. So that's the gold. You brothers, he see you, man. But see these, so the fact that you've been putting in the fire to begin with shows the Lord sees you as gold that he wants, and he just needs to get this crap away from you. And what's the crap? Again, the 2/3, all the, the bodies, the illnesses, the wicked rulers that got you suppressed when you were judged, so forth and so on. So again, which is a manifest token of the righteous judgment of Yahawah. And that the Lord is going to, with all these trials and stuff you're going through, it's a token or a sign that the Lord is about to act on your behalf. Because mercy, which is his, is only seasonable in time of affliction. So when you're going through your times of affliction, you just know the Lord up the street, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it's coming against anything or anybody that's helping cause it. He's going to take you away from it in whatever way he will. Whether him completely just pulling you out of the situation, putting something in the situation to change the situation, or replacing somebody in the situation, or killing somebody in the situation, or killing somebody that's causing the situation, or taking away somebody that's causing the situation. That's how he pulls you out. You know what I'm saying? Exposing, so forth and so on. It says that ye may be counted, so which is a manifest token of the righteous judgment of Yahawah, that ye may be counted worthy of the kingdom of Yahawah, for which ye also suffer. So this is why you're also suffering, because only through much tribulation will you get into the kingdom, because you got to come in the kingdom correct. You got to have all that crap away from you. And then see what's heavy. You're going to continue fighting for the kingdom and be proven to be worthy of it, because only those that are worthy of it that will be in it is those that want to get away from all the crap. So only by you truly being worthy of it or of it and being all about it will you be in it, because you would have separated you. That it basically, if you end when you end in it, like physically, when it physically manifests and you're there, that was a sign you weren't like Lot's wife. You wanted to get away from everything that was on the, that wasn't of it. You left and continued past and on forward from everything that wasn't on its way to it, to be in it. Also, that's the only way you would have, it's the only way you could end up there. You completely would have to leave this and keep pushing forward, pressing forward. But nonetheless, it says, so that's another reason you suffer, man. So you can, so the Lord can actually make you want better. See that? Look at all the works of the Lord. There are 2 and 2, one against another. But finishing up, because I don't keep this going too long. Seeing is a righteous thing, right? With Yahawah to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you. See that? So when you go back to that Ezekiel 9:5, and to the others he said in my hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eye spare, neither have ye pity, because these are the ones that's helping keep up all the issues. These are those that are of the issues. This is Sirach chapter 10. And I'm going to jump to the point. It says 10 and 10. The physician cut it off. See, the physician cut it off a long disease. See that? Those that have you, people and those that have you and things that have you at a dis-ease. That's actually causing the disease, whether it be a physical one or a mental or spiritual one, right? It says, and he that is king and he that is today a king, tomorrow shall die. Because these things are only being on the watch of those that's ruling. These people are only being, right, on the watch of those that are in authority. You know, these damn women, they're damn motivated, programmed, and influenced to be a damn nuisance to you. You know what I'm saying? To make your life hard because they don't want to get with you. You know what I'm saying? They rather just, you know, get with the damn serpent and live a soft life and the soft life and all this bull crap. You know? Brothers can't even have the basic earth package, if you will, that the Lord laid out, which could be beautiful and is to be beautiful, and is of paradise when it's in its true form, and it is at its highest potential. Constantly working towards, you know, their highest potential. You know, which is just starting off a woman in a family to help bring forth a family. You know, but see, you brothers that's without all that, you know, you might live in a bad neighborhood, a bad home, would be with a bad woman, children that don't get it, no woman at all. I said the Lord's gonna pull you out of all that, man. Same thing with you sisters. You know, you true sisters. The Lord gonna do you like Abigail, man. You know? Go read the story about Abigail. All right? So that's that. So when you go back to and that king that's helping these so-called black women, the big Shirleys, the Keishas, be like this is Esau, the damn so-called white man. Starting with the Amalekites, you know, the elites, the so-called elites, the small hats, the Jayhawks, as I like to call them. Nonetheless, this is Ezekiel 9 and 6, slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children, right? The Lord gonna fix all this. Matter of fact, let me read this in the NLT. Kill them all, old and young, girls and women, little children, but do not touch anyone with the mark. See, that began right here at the temple. So they began by killing the 70 leaders. See that? So everything that's of the problem is clearly those that's not against the problems. That's helping clearly bring forth the problems. They're going to be taken out. You're going to be taken away from it. And that's the way that the Lord is going to do it. He sees all of this. So you go back to Psalms 14 and 2, the Lord looked down upon Yahawah shall look down from heaven upon the children of men to see if there were any that did understand, that seek Yahawah. They were all gone aside. They are all together become filthy. There is none that doeth good, no, not one. And we, as his children, should recognize this, those that are of him. And, you know, that's why you was put here. Because those that's not with it, that's like the Heavenly Father, would endure it. They will withstand it. They will hence be stiff-necked. Like gold, true gold is not going to melt. It's not going to succumb to this shit. It's not going to ever be with this crap. You know, I had seen a post or something, and some Eve was like, you know, talking about these chicken head ass so-called women out here. She was basically like, he's a because he has boundaries, because he has standards, so forth and so on, you know, he's a narcissist, some shit like that, something like that. You know, I had to pull a video up. I might do a video on it actually, you know, but I forget why I even said that, man. But again, it says they are all right because, again, gold, something that's of gold, is going to withstand. But today it get labeled as, toxic masculinity, shit like that. You can't even be a man, You can't even be a man. You can't even be a damn man. Can't even fucking have facial hair. Like, this shit is crazy. But the Lord gonna pull us out of this, man. You can't just be you gotta, this world try to make you believe you have to trim your ways. To be this world, you have to trim your ways to be loved. The Lord see that, man. He know what we going through. It says they are all gone aside. They are all together become filthy. There is none that doeth good. No, not one. Have all the workers of iniquity, see that? No knowledge, who eat up my people as they eat bread and call not upon the Lord. This is in the NLT, verse 5. Terror will grip them. For Yahawah Ba'Shem Yahushua is with those who obey, for Yahawah Ba'Shem Yahushua is with those who obey him. See, who obey him. He with us, man. He gonna get these people, man. He gonna get this crap. He gonna take us out of it. He's with us, man. He see you. The wicked frustrate the plans of the oppressed, but the Lord, Yahawah Ba'Shem Yahushua, will protect his people. See that? Back in the KJV, it says, "Oh, that the salvation of Israel." Let's read in the NLT. Who will come from Mount Zion to rescue Israel when the Lord, Yahawah Ba'Shem Yahushua, restores his people? Jacob, see that? It's going to be Yahushua, Michael and the archangels, And it's through the preaching, the teaching, the ushering in by the prophets, by the apostles, by way of the true teachers, the true men the Lord sent, which is the men at the Great Millstone Church. Start with the men over the Great Millstone Church, the elder apostles and elder bishops, on down to true men. All right. It says, who will come from Mount Zion, right? And those that truly wholeheartedly are with it and preach that doctrine, preach this doctrine. It says, who will come, right, come from Mount Zion to rescue Israel. See that? Because it says Savior is going to come upon, the Mount Esau. When the Lord restores his people, see, when the Lord restores his people, it's going to be done. It says, Jacob will shout with joy and Israel will rejoice. So we just got to keep holding on and reaching out, because the Lord's reaching down. You have to understand that. All right. And we could tell because he lays out all the issues you could deal with, man, and are dealing with, and telling you, look, it's just a matter of time. It's set up. But it's basically Proverbs 1. I'm going to jump down to the point. This is verse 23. Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you. So the Lord is lending his hand. He's grabbing us spiritually first and foremost, telling us to come out of her. And then we know that through these words. See that by way of these words. And the words also tell us he's going to physically do that. See that? Because I have called and ye refuse, right? That's the 2/3. Those that's helping the issue go on, man. Fake believers, hearers but not doers. It says, I have stretched out my hand. See, spiritually first and foremost, and no man regarded. Right, no man, not those as other gods, not those that's going back into their original estate, which is the sons and daughters of God, man. Because remember, I have said, ye are gods, but ye shall die like men. You're not supposed to be like a man. Man is of the flesh. Man is corrupts. The gods don't do that. They're not with that. We not trying to die. We not trying to keep seeing brothers pass on. You know what I'm saying? But we are trying to see the Lord's will play out, because the brothers will be back, man. It says, but ye have said at naught all my counsel, and will none of my reproof. See that? I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. See that? But the Lord's going to take care of us, man. It's a measure for every individual in Israel that's going through they said trials and tribulations. The Lord going to pull. He's going to change. He's going to help you, man. He's going to pull you out of that completely at some point, physically. All right. So And that's what you got to know. All right. Salakia. So continuing this, it says, Psalms 8, go ahead and close this out. It says, Psalms 8 and 4, it says, what is man, going back to 3, when I considered thy heavens, the work of thy fingers, the moon and the stars, which thou hast ordained. All right. It says, I'm going to read this in the NLT. What are mere mortals? See, that you should think about them. All right. Human beings, that you should care for them. You know, yet you made them only a little lower than God and crowned them with glory. What are they? They're the people the Lord's talking to. The people that the Lord will put through these situations that ain't right for them to say they are right. That's going to keep it simple, man. That's who, the elect. We ain't never going to be with this. All right. We ain't going to be with it to the end. Meaning we going to stand stiff-neckedly and hence we going to keep walking towards the kingdom. We need help, Lord. Yahawah Shemel Shah. It says, and that's really talking about Yahawah Shah, but it also continues the heir, right? But it continues on to the joint heirs, because when you read in the KJV, you know, again, what is man that thou art mindful of him, right? Because this chapter is going into Yahawah Shah, but again, we the body of Yahawah Shah, and that's another reason the Lord got to come get us, man. It says, and the Son of Man that thou visited him, for thou madest him a little lower than the angels, and crowned him with glory and honor. And we're going to be crowned too. Thou madest him to have dominion over the works of thy hands. Exactly. Who is the chosen man, the chosen son, you know, the son of God, man. Going back to Genesis, thou hast put all things under his feet. So it's only a matter of time, brothers. You got to just hold on, man. All right. So again, 1 Peter 5 and 6, humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of God, that he may exalt you in due time, casting all your care upon him, for he cared for you. So there it is. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. Whom resist steadfast. See, whom resist steadfast in the faith. Right? You don't supposed to, you know, all this stuff you're supposed to have an issue with. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be going on because it's the world of the wicked. The Lord needs to show us what it looks like, and he needs to put us in it so people can have a contrast of what standing up, not being with something, not being of the problem looks like, you know? So when the righteous world come, they'll get it, you know? Because ain't none of this crap going to be allowed in our world, you know? So again, whom resist steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren, right, that are in the world. See that? This in the NLT. Stand firm against him and be strong in your faith. And then him is by way of the damn devil, the so-called white man. All right? He's Satan's spiritual counterpart, you know, on the earth. Right? It says, it's him incarnated, man, if you will. It says, stand firm against him and be, because all your problems stem from him. He the goddamn adversary, man, of everything. It says, and be strong in your faith. Remember that your Christian or Hamashiachian brothers and sisters all over the world are going through the same kind of suffering you are. All right? So we all got situations the Lord's going to pull us out of. You going through something, hey, it's for a season. The Lord, he see, but you know he see you, man. So it says, I'm going to end this here. That's everything. He's not going to hold it back, man. If you complain about it because you don't have it, well, you'll have it soon. Complaining about it going on, you know, or hasn't ended yet, he's going to give, you know, and this along with the scriptures, he's going to give a past, he's going to give what's the word, manifestation to that soon, you know, living to see the fall of our enemies. The Lord got you. He got us, bro. It says, oh, Yahawah Shemel Shah of hosts, blessed is the man that trusted in thee. So just keep holding on, keep reaching out through the Spirit. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord, he gonna keep reaching and grabbing you and handing things to you, you know, in your life by way of you walking uprightly, you know, for the meantime, between time, ultimately to the point to where he just grab you, you and the rest of your brothers and sisters about the situation and into the one, you know, into his bosom and into the one ultimately that you are to be in, man. You know, so I'm gonna say, call halam la Yahawah, Ba'ashem Yahawah Shai, Wahara Kakudash. All right. Salutations to the elder apostles and elder bishops over the Great Millstone Church, and to the rest of you, Akim, pushing and teaching. Much peace, blessings, and love. All right. Keep holding on, bro. Akim, Shalom.